Welcome, my growth seekers. Hey there, and it's so good to have you back for another episode of Where Growth and Greatness Align. I'm your host, Dr. Frank Gilliam, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Now, I've got something incredible lined up for you. Something that has the power to completely flip your world upside down for the better. What's this life-changing force, you might ask? It's gratitude. Yep, you heard that right. Oh yeah, you've probably heard about gratitude 1,000 times. But here's the thing. We've only been scratching the surface. Most of us talk about it, but we rarely dive into what it can truly do for us. What if I told you that by embracing gratitude in a deeper, more intentional way, you could transform your life? That's exactly what we're about to explore today. How gratitude isn't just some feel-good notion, but a powerful tool that can shift your perspective, elevate your mindset, and change the way you experience the world. So get ready, because this is going to be a game changer. Let's dive in. But before we dive in, a quick word about something that could make a serious change in your life. All right, folks, before we jump into today's exploratory journey, I've got something that's going to knock your socks off. If you're ready to level up your mindset, boost your positivity, and start showing up as the best version of yourself, you must check out our sponsor, syncsouls.mykajabi.com. Seriously, this site is a game changer. It's packed with powerful resources on personal growth, transformation, and building a mindset that attracts success and happiness. Whether you're looking to build confidence, cultivate gratitude, or unlock your inner potential, Synchronized Souls is your ultimate toolkit for growth. Trust me, once you dive in, you'll be hooked. This isn't just self-help fluff. It's the real deal, designed to shift your perspective and give you the tools you need to take charge of your life. So go ahead, pause this episode and head over to syncsouls.mykajabi.com. You won't regret it. But don't go too far, because we've got a lot to unpack today, starting with a powerful topic that could completely change the way you see the world: gratitude. What if gratitude was the key to unlocking a whole new life? Now, we all know that gratitude is important, right? It's one of those buzzwords that gets thrown around a lot. But here's the thing. What if we've only been scratching the surface of what gratitude can really do for us? Imagine if you understood gratitude on a much deeper level, and not just as something you feel, but as something you actively practice in every moment. We're going to take this beyond the simple thank you and dig into why gratitude matters, how it affects every area of your life, and the insane benefits that can come from truly living it out. This isn't just about feeling good, it's about making gratitude your lifestyle and seeing real tangible shifts in your health, your relationships, and your entire mindset. Are you ready to get grateful? Let's go. Let's get right to the heart of it. What is gratitude, really? We've all heard the buzzword, but most of the time we only scratch the surface. In her book, Attitudes of Gratitude, M.J. Ryan challenges us to look at gratitude not just as an occasional thank you, but as a profound, intentional way of living. Ryan argues that gratitude is more than a fleeting emotion. It's a choice and a practice. It's about intentionally turning our attention to the good, even when life feels hard or imperfect. It's about actively noticing and appreciating the things in our lives that bring us joy, comfort, and fulfillment. Whether it's a small moment of beauty, a kind word from a friend, or the simple fact that we have another day to live. Here's the kicker. Gratitude isn't just a passive response to something nice that happens to us. Ryan emphasizes that gratitude is an attitude, a mindset that can be cultivated over time. It's about shifting our focus from what we don't have to what we do have, and that's so insightful. By doing so, we retrain our brains to scan for the positive, which can have profound effects on our happiness, relationships, and even our physical health. In fact, a leading gratitude researcher, Dr. Robert Emmons, a psychologist at the University of California, Davis, has conducted groundbreaking studies on gratitude. He defines gratitude as the affirmation of goodness. It's the recognition that life is good, and that goodness comes from outside us, whether from other people, nature, or a higher power. In his work, Dr. Emmons found that those who actively practice gratitude report higher levels of happiness, greater resilience, and even improved health outcomes. As Dr. Emmons explains in his book, Thanks, Gratitude is not only a feeling but a practice. It's a powerful force that can be deliberately cultivated. When we practice gratitude, we set in motion an upward spiral of positive emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. What Dr. Emmons highlights here is essential because gratitude is not passive. It's an active, ongoing process that leads to what he calls an upward spiral, where positive emotions build on themselves, creating a ripple effect that improves our overall quality of life. When we choose gratitude, we are not only improving our emotional well-being, but also creating a more fulfilling and joyful experience of the world. Ryan also makes an important point in attitudes of gratitude. Gratitude shifts our perspective. It pulls us out of a scarcity mindset, the belief that there's not enough, whether it's time, money, love, or opportunity, and into an abundance mindset, where we recognize the countless blessings we already have. For example, take the simple act of gratitude journaling. By writing down 3 things we're grateful for each day, we are essentially rewiring our brains to focus on the positive. Over time, this simple practice can help us become more attuned to what's going well in our lives, rather than constantly focusing on what's lacking or what's wrong. The more we practice, the more ingrained this gratitude mindset becomes. To bring things all together, gratitude is a powerful force. It's a tool that allows us to move through life with greater ease, peace, and happiness. It's not about denying the difficulties we face, but rather about choosing to see the good, even during the hard times. It's about recognizing the beauty in the ordinary, the lessons in the struggle, and the love in our relationships. As Dr. Emmons eloquently puts it, gratitude is the antidote to toxic emotions like resentment, envy, and regret. It has the power to change how we experience the world. So if you're looking to live a more fulfilling life, one that is aligned with purpose, joy, and connection, the practice of gratitude could be the key to unlocking that transformation. It's not just a feel-good concept. It's a scientifically backed, life-changing practice that has the power to elevate your emotional, physical, and mental well-being. Think about it. By deeply understanding and practicing gratitude, you not only shift your perspective, but also enhance your life in ways you might not have imagined. So why not start today? What are you grateful for right now? Take a moment, reflect, and see how shifting your focus can begin to change your life for the better. And that brings us to another fascinating nugget from the psychology of gratitude. Did you know that gratitude is referred to as the moral memory of mankind? Sounds heavy, right? But think about it. Gratitude is literally the foundation of human connection. It's like a debt we owe to each other. And that brings us to this beautiful concept from the Maori people of New Zealand. They have this word, ha, which represents the spirit of a gift. And the idea is that this spirit must be returned. So gratitude isn't just about receiving, it's about keeping the cycle of giving and appreciating for being alive. This idea of interconnectedness is huge. It's like saying, hey, I'm grateful for you, and here's how I'm going to show it. At its core, gratitude is more than just a feel-good emotion. It's a neuropsychological process that rewires our brain and reshapes how we interact with the world. When we practice gratitude, we activate specific neural circuits in the brain that are associated with positive emotions, motivation, and well-being. One of the most fascinating elements of gratitude is how it interacts with our brain's reward system. According to research, when we express gratitude, whether we're giving or receiving it, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin. These are the neurotransmitters responsible for feelings of pleasure and happiness. Fascinating, right? Yes, indeed, it truly is. Let's break this down in layman terms. First, let's explore what a neurotransmitter is. Think of it in terms of a text message sent between 2 friends who wants to share some important information. Your brain cells, neurons, are the friends, and the neurotransmitter is the message that helps them communicate. Just as the text needs to be delivered and read for the friends to understand each other, neurotransmitters must travel and bind to the receptors to pass on the signal in your brain. Now we know what the neurotransmitter's function is. We must simplify the function of dopamine, also known as the feel-good neurotransmitter. It's released when we experience something pleasurable, such as eating a delicious meal or receiving recognition. You see, when you experience gratitude, your brain associates the expression of thankfulness with positive reinforcement, essentially rewarding us for acknowledging the goodness in our lives. And we can't forget about the other feel-good neurotransmitter, serotonin, which plays the role in regulating our mood and promoting feelings of well-being. By practicing gratitude, it triggers serotonin production, making us feel more positive and uplifted over time. So each time we practice gratitude, we're reinforcing a neurochemical feedback loop that builds more happiness, motivation, and emotional stability in our lives. Yes, in a way, gratitude is training our brains to be more attuned to the positive aspects of our lives, helping us focus less on what's lacking and more on what abundance we already have. Life is truly a fascinating experience when living life with gratitude. Did you know by practicing gratitude you could be adding 7 years to your life? This is shocking for most of us, but what's even more interesting is how this claim reflects deeper psychological and physiological principles that tie to our emotions directly to our well-being. Let's break this down further. You know, at first glance, adding years to your life through gratitude sounds almost too good to be true. How could something as simple as practicing gratitude have such a profound effect? To understand this, we need to dive into how emotions and mental states affect our physical bodies. The research shows that gratitude impacts multiple areas such as stress reduction, stronger immune system, better sleep, and cardiovascular health. But before we start creating this picturing a magical fountain of youth, let's get real. Gratitude won't make you immortal, but the research shows it leads to better physical health, stronger resilience, and greater life satisfaction. So, yeah, it's like adding more life to your years, rather than just more years to your life. Now let's talk about something interesting. How gratitude plays into things like perfectionism and consumerism. Gratitude and perfectionism seem like they'd be opposites, and in many ways they are. While gratitude focuses on appreciating what we already have, perfectionism thrives on the idea that nothing is ever good enough. Let's explore how this tension between gratitude and perfectionism plays out, and why gratitude is such a powerful antidote to the constant striving that perfectionism and consumerism encourage. As we mentioned in one of our previous episodes, on being your authentic self, we said, at its core, perfectionism is the belief that only the absolute best is acceptable, and that anything less than flawless is inadequate. This mindset can fuel a constant sense of dissatisfaction. And yes, perfectionism may drive people to achieve impressive feats. It also creates a perpetual state of unfulfillment. There's always something more to be done, something else to strive for, something that isn't quite right yet. This never-ending pursuit leaves very little room for enjoying or appreciating the present moment. Now, let's bring in gratitude. Practicing gratitude is essentially about appreciating what you have in the here and now, acknowledging the good that already exists in your life. Rather than focusing on what's missing or what's not enough, gratitude shifts your attention to what's already present and worthy of appreciation in our lives. Essentially, in practical sense, someone who practices gratitude might reflect on the progress they've made, acknowledging how far they've come, even if they haven't reached a perfect outcome. This kind of reframing is incredibly powerful because it encourages self-compassion and a focus on effort rather than unattainable ideals. On the other hand, perfectionism often feeds into a sense of comparison. We look at others and think, I should be where they are, or I need what they have. This comparison ideology can be especially prominent in the context of consumerism, that constant push to acquire more possessions, experiences, or achievements to keep up with societal expectations or trends. When we're always trying to one-up others or chase after the latest trends, that's when we fall into a scarcity mindset without you even knowing, always feeling like there's something we lack, something we need to achieve or obtain to feel complete. In contrast, gratitude shifts our perspective to abundance. When we regularly practice gratitude, we start to notice and appreciate the wealth of experiences, relationships, and possessions we already have. We stop chasing after something more because we begin to realize that the things we already have, both material and intangible, are more than enough. This is what makes gratitude so powerful, because when we practice gratitude consistently, it creates a snowball effect in other areas of our lives. It's the antidote to that keeping up with the Joneses mentality. As we become more grateful, we start to notice and appreciate the small, beautiful details in everyday life. We stop chasing an idealized version of success and learn to value the journey itself. All right, I want to throw a little thought experiment your way. If today was your last day on Earth, what would you focus on? Would it be on the things you don't have or the promotions you didn't get? How about the things you're still chasing? Or would it be the relationships, the love, the small moments of beauty in your life? Yeah, it really makes you pause and rethink what's truly important, doesn't it? Here's another piece of the puzzle. Attitudes of Gratitude argues that resentment is the opposite of gratitude. And wow, I couldn't agree more. When we're stuck in resentment, we're living in the past. But gratitude pulls us into the present. It reminds us of what we have right now instead of focusing on what we don't. And I've got to share this heartwarming story from the book about a woman named Annette who was battling kidney disease, but chose to approach life with profound gratitude. Her perspective was so magnetic that people were drawn to her positivity. Even in the face of hardship, she was a beacon of strength and grace. That's the power of gratitude in action. All right, so we've talked a lot about the why and the what, but now let's get practical. How do we live gratitude every day? One of the easiest ways to start is by keeping a gratitude journal. Sounds simple, right? But trust me, it works. Just take a few minutes every day to jot down what you're grateful for. It trains your brain to spot the good stuff rather than defaulting to the negative. And another great way is to really savor the small moments. Appreciate that delicious meal, the warmth of a hug, or the beauty of a sunset. Just pause and be present in those moments. Here's another cool idea from the book: leaving a trail of happiness. It's about doing small acts of kindness, like complimenting someone, holding a door open, or helping someone out. Every time you extend gratitude out into the world, you're creating a ripple effect of positivity. And here's the kicker: gratitude is a skill. You can cultivate it. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. So here's your challenge for today. Think of one area of your life where more gratitude could make a difference. Is it your relationships, your work, your health? Now, what's one small act of gratitude you can do today to get started? It doesn't have to be big now, just one small step. Maybe it's sending a thank you note or simply appreciating the good things in your life. And I promise you, even those tiny acts can create huge ripples. Okay, my growth seekers, I know we uncovered a lot, but remember, gratitude isn't just a nice feeling. It's a powerful force that can change your life. It's about shifting your perspective, recognizing the abundance around you, and choosing to be present in the moment. And the best part? It has a ripple effect that can impact everyone around you. So go ahead, take that first step. Start small, notice the good, and watch how it transforms your life. And if today's show resonated with you, please subscribe, like, comment, and share with someone who could benefit from this information. And don't forget, if you want more tools and inspiration to grow your gratitude practice, check out syncsouls.makajabi.com. It's packed with amazing resources for personal growth. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Keep practicing gratitude and keep your hearts full. Until next time, learn to appreciate the abundance and let the gratitude flow.